Good morning and welcome back to our final fabulous segment here on Cityline. With me, I have a nonprofit that, yep, it's true. At nighttime, when I wake up between 3 and 6 and I'm thinking about the things that go on in society and in our neighborhoods and the things I've seen, I think about a couple of organizations and then I go, it's going to be okay, Amanda, just go back to sleep. Tacoma Community House is one of those organizations that makes me feel like it's going to be okay because it is okay. Please join me in welcoming their new executive director, drum roll, Amy Koo. I saw you on LinkedIn and it was announced and I couldn't get a private message off to you fast enough. Thank you for answering right back and welcome to Cityline, my dear.
Oh, I'm so delighted to be here and I love the way you've described our organization.
It is. Those are, I mean, there's a couple other that go along with you, Associated Ministries. I can't let the cat out of the bag on all of them because then it will get into, favorites. But Tacoma Community House does it. And they do it because they have amazing programs, don't they? Mr. Marlon Henderson,
Yes.
ACT Program Manager. Welcome to Cityline.
Thank you.
It's good to have you
Thank
here
you.
as well.
I'm
And I
pleased to be
hope
here.
this is one of many visits that we have because I think Tacoma Community House does amazing things 24/7, and those things don't just happen within the facility. Those things happen in ripple effects in our community, as we're going to find out. So, Amy, we play an important role in the community, and you are the new executive director. You filled big shoes. There was an interim director, and then there was Lauren Walker, and the interim director, Jason?
Jason Scales.
Wonderful individual.
Yes.
So what attracted you to this opportunity?
Well, let me say it's okay to play favorites.
Okay. Thank you.
Because when I heard about Tacoma Community House,
Yep.
it was clear to me that they were solving some of the most urgent needs
Yeah.
of immigrant and refugee populations.
That's it.
Immigrant and refugee populations have always been really at the center of my heart. For the past 25 years, I've served, volunteered, supported immigrant and refugee populations from farm workers to people at the border. My family was refugee from Vietnam. And I think probably there's this part of me very deep down that hopes and prays that there was something like TCH for my father and his family when they arrived in the United States.
Yeah.
We're providing legal services, education, employment, the things that are just most basic and most necessary for people
Language.
to thrive in the United
Yes.
States. Yes, absolutely.
I think it's because of Tacoma is that port city, but I have many close friends whose parents immigrated from Vietnam. And when I sit down at their house and I ask them to tell me their story, there is not a TCH. I mean, and that's the reason why we look at our immigrants with such respect and esteem. What your parents had to do to give you the life you have is unheard of. But it informs us in terms of how far we have come, but also how far we have to go. So you've been on board for 4 months now, and what is your vision and what are those top 2 to 3 priorities this year now that you finally looked around and said, okay, my computer works?
So I was thinking about this question
Yeah.
and realizing I am 3 months in.
Okay.
In another month, I'm going to be a veteran.
Yeah, that's right.
Give me another month. No, I think first and foremost, I look at our staff
Yeah.
and the passion that they bring to the work that they do. Most of our staff have lived experience with our programs. Many of them are immigrants and refugees themselves. And they know the solutions that our
Yes.
communities need. And I, in every way, shape, and form, want to support them, build them up, give them the tools that they need to address the challenges that they see in the community. So that's first and foremost is our staff. Second, our programs have opportunity to grow in every way.
Absolutely.
I was sharing with you before the program, we had Citizenship Day on Saturday. People arrived at 2 a.m. By the time I got there at 9 a.m., we had over 50 people in line standing around our building. All throughout the day, it was packed. our services are needed more than ever.
Absolutely.
We have waiting lists for our English language acquisition courses, which we call by intention because this may be someone's third or fourth language. And so the importance of helping them along right when they arrive so that we can ensure that they have every ability to acquire gainful employment.
Yes.
Tremendous opportunity within the organization, and it's only going to take place in partnership with our community. So listening to the community, listening to our stakeholders, listening to our staff, that's very high and at the very top of my list of priorities.
And listening to program managers like Mr. Marlon over here, because Marlon, you are the manager of the ACT program.
That's right.
And that's at, we love the REACH Center.
Yes.
So tell us about REACH and its impact on young people, because not just older people immigrant. I mean, it's all ages.
Yes. Yeah, so the REACH Center is a youth service center for young adults who are 16, well, youth and young adults ages 16 to 24, and they're seeking to advance their goals around education, around employment, and just their basic life goals. And so it's a collaboration of agencies here in Tacoma across the county, agencies that serve young folks and provide resources for young folks. Many of them are, there are some who are on site, but many of them are off site. The REACH Center, we can only do what we do, and what we do best is reach young folks. Where young folks come to the resource center, we're really able to get the word out of what we're able to do for young folks. And so the impact that we desire to make on young folks is to give them those resources so that they can transform their lives, so that they can be the best humans that they possibly can be, and then help to remove those barriers to them receiving, or I should say, reaching those goals.
Boy, and you said that word barriers, and my heart just, because I want to find out from you what led you, and you being REACH Center, to serve, and these two words should never be together in my life, homeless youth through the REACH Center.
Yes. So I have about 20 years in direct service here in Pierce County, working with young adults, or working with youth and young adults, actually. And in 2015, the young adult shelter opened up here in Tacoma. And so there was a big push for young folks who are experiencing homelessness. And, my heart is for young people, and, when they're having struggles, as a person with lived experience, I want to offer that wisdom and even my experience to help a young person to advance. And so I got involved with working at the shelter. I worked at the shelter for a couple of years, being a counselor there or a caseworker there. Most of my time there was doing outreach and just centered around the shelter. But I heard about the REACH Center having an opportunity where you can do case management to help young folks connect to the resources so that they can get out of the shelter into housing. And I found that was really where I wanted to be. And so I've been there, I've been with the REACH Center for about 4 years now, started as a caseworker, and just recently, within the last year, I've become the program manager for the ACT program.
So you were boots on the ground before you were ever the eyes overlooking the program, which is such a great thing. It's probably the reason why you are so successful, because you do have lived experience in this. So we have an unhoused issue here in Tacoma that we're dealing with, but in Ukraine, boy, when we compare our unhoused to their unhoused, it's no contest. So Amy, tell us how the Ukrainian crisis has impacted Tacoma Community House.
You only have to walk through our doors to understand and see that. We currently probably serve about 250 immigrants and refugees in our building a day. If you come in, you will see about 70 to 80% of them are from Ukraine. Tacoma has had a long-standing relationship with Ukraine, and I think that there's many reasons that the Ukrainians have arrived in Tacoma, but we felt that immediately. And so have really had to shift, as Tacoma Community House has always done throughout its history, our programs to best be prepared to serve that need. We have people who speak in all of our departments Ukrainian and are able to meet the needs of those who are recently arrived, from our education center to legal services. So the Ukrainians who have come over have 2 years status. They have to apply for work visas, and so here we are working with them within our legal services program to make sure that they have everything that they need to work and continue to lead meaningful and lives for their families. And then within our employment team, we have a fantastic new employment coach who is connecting Ukrainians with employers directly.
Nice.
And that's what she did back home. I couldn't be more thrilled to have her, Natalia, work with our programs and be able to fill and serve that need.
I love that. So let's switch gears as we have like just about a minute 30 left here, because I want to talk about the annual luncheon, which is on April 28th. Today's the 20th, so it's just 8 days away. And what inspired its theme? And the theme is Hope Lives Here. Yeah. How did that come about?
That's a great question, and I will say, because in every way, shape, and form, hope lives in our organization. Yes. Hope comes alive in our organization. As you meet with our staff, as you hear from our clients, you will hear that people found jobs that they never thought would be possible, that they got housed after living for years of being in their car, being in parks, being at the shelters.
Yes.
Hope thrives within home and community care.
Oh, I love that. I want to say thank you to both of you and the teams and the people who are behind you that we could not get on this comfy couch. What you do is 24/7. It's a ministry. You wake up at 3 in the morning and think about the people who you're helping. So I thank you so much for being so generous with your love and your vision, and I'll see you at the luncheon. All right.
Thank you.
That wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some great things to think about, so please go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at Cityline. Take care.
But Tacoma's where you'll stay. Well, you're from the easy. You're from Green Bay. You're from Atlanta. But Tacoma's where you'll stay. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. From the pines to the dawn. Tacoma, that's my home. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home. Place I call my own. Tacoma, that's my home. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Now that you're from the East Coast.